Okay, so good evening class. In the last class we have completed types of offer and legal rules relating to offer and acceptance. So today we'll start with revocation of offer. Means how can we cancel an offer? How can we cancel an offer, right? Okay, so let's just start. Today my target is to complete this portion and start a new chapter, that is consideration. Okay, now so what is revocation of offer? It means cancellation of offer. Revocation means cancellation of offer. So একটা অফার কিভাবে ক্যান্সেল হতে পারে? Number 1 is by lapse of time. By lapse of time. Yes, by lapse of time. আমি একটা অফার দিলাম to sell my flat. Now এই অফারটা নিশ্চয়ই কন্টিনিউয়াসলি বছরের পর বছর চলবে না, রাইট? It is like for a specific period of time. Means I need to sell my flat within a year, suppose. So this is the time period. Now this offer will exist only for 1 year and it will not continue forever, right? So whenever this 1 year ends, either I have already sold out the flat, or yes, either I have already sold out or I have planned not to sell it again, not to sell it after 1 year. So then the time is lapsing. The time period of 1 year has ended, so now the offer do not exist. So if there is a time period mentioned that within this time period you have to accept or whatever, then you have to follow that only, otherwise the offer will lapse. So by the lapse of time, and the offer will get cancelled due to the lapse of time. Okay, whenever we are offering something, it is not forever. It should be like it is for some specific time period. Whenever we are offering anything, if you are offering a flat, if you are giving an offer or a promise to take someone to dinner or to take someone for a movie, so it will not last forever, right? It is for some specific time period, and whenever this time period gets over, the offer gets revoked. যখনই সময়টা চলে যাবে তখনই অফারটা রিভোক হয়ে যাবে, কারেক্ট? সব কিছুরই একটা সময় আছে না, সময়ের বাইরে চলে গেলেই সেই জিনিসটা আর তুমি পাবে না, তো অফারটা তখন ক্যান্সেল আউট হয়ে যাবে। সো বাই ল্যাপস অফ টাইম। নেক্সট, by communication of notice of revocation. What does this means before acceptance of the offer, it might so happen that before the acceptance of the offer, the offerer itself sends a notice of revocation to the offeree. Means I wanted to sell my flat, but before suppose I wanted to sell my flat to Mr. A, but Mr. A, if Mr. A have not yet accepted my offer and I have changed my mind, then I can send a letter I can send a communication, I can send a notice that I want to revoke my offer, and it is only possible if Mr. A has not accepted my offer, right? কি হচ্ছে, আমি অফার করলাম যে আই ওয়ান্ট টু সেল মাই ফ্ল্যাট টু মিস্টার এ, কিন্তু মিস্টার এ এখনো অ্যাকসেপ্ট করেনি। তো বিফোর অ্যাকসেপ্টেন্স আমি চাইলে আই ক্যান উইথড্র মাই অফার by communicating it to Mr. A. Clear? Then the offer is ending. Number 3, by death or insanity. যে অফারের সে পাগল হয়ে গেল, যে অফারের সে তার ডেথ হয়ে গেল, তাহলে কি করে সে অফার দেবে, সে আর কি করে সেই অফারটাকে ফুলফিল করবে? দি অফার ইজ গেটিং ক্যান্সেলড আউট, রাইট? বাই ফেলিয়ার to accept the conditions attached to the offer. I told you earlier also, whenever we are making an offer can be conditional, but acceptance cannot be conditional, right? We have told that, we have read this in the last class. Offer can be conditional. So if I am offering my flat, then I am offering my car as well. Means if you are willing to purchase my flat, you have to purchase my car as well. But if you are not willing to purchase my car, then my offer also, the offer to sell my flat also gets cancelled. So this is what means, whenever the condition is not getting fulfilled, the offer is getting cancelled. So in case of conditional offer, this happens, right? Number 5. By rejection, again the offer can get cancelled. Suppose I wished, I wanted, I willed, my willingness was to sell my flat to Mr. A, but Mr. A rejected my offer. So my offer gets cancelled. So what number 1 is? First, by lapse of time. Number 2, by communication of notice of revocation before acceptance by the offerer. By death or insanity of the offerer, by failure to accept the condition. Means in case of conditional offer, if the condition that is attached to the offer is not fulfilled, then the offer gets cancelled. By rejection, of course, if the offer is only not accepting my offer, then the offer gets cancelled. It's very easy, right? Next, remember counter offer. By counter offer, what happens? When counter offer is made, automatically the original offer gets cancelled. I've told this. Original offer gets cancelled. Suppose the shopkeeper wanted rupees 500 for a bag, but you wanted to pay only rupees 300. So if the shopkeeper agrees with rupees 300, then the offer of rupees 500, that is the original offer, gets cancelled out. That was counter offer, right? We talked about counter offer, cross offer. Clear? Number 7. If certain change in law occurs, suppose certain things change suddenly after the offer and acceptance, whatever, after the offer made, there was certain change in law. In that case, the offer can get cancelled out. Or by destruction of the subject matter, right? If the subject matter on which the offer was made, that only gets destructed, then how is the offer possible? Means how is the offer or acceptance, how is the contract only possible? I told you that some singer was appointed for your college fresher. Okay, I told you that example, that suppose the day before your freshers, it came to the news that the singer have passed away. In that case, the subject matter, that is a singer, the subject matter is only destroyed. The subject matter does not exist. Then how the offer and acceptance is possible, and how? So the offer and everything gets lapsed, right? So revocation of offer means what? It can happen by lapse of time, by communication of notice of revocation, before acceptance. Always remember, before acceptance. By death, insanity, by failure to accept the condition precedent, by rejection, by counter offer, by change in law, by destruction of the subject matter, or if the subject matter is an illegal thing. Correct? In that case also the offer gets cancelled out, revoked. Clear? So this was the revocation of offer. Okay. Now এখানে আর কিছু বিশেষ জানার নেই। Communication of offer. Okay, there is something. Suppose in case if offer is made by post, মানে আমি পোস্ট করছি আমার অফারটা, আই এম রাইটিং আ লেটার দ্যাট আই ওয়ান্ট টু সেল মাই ফ্ল্যাট টু মিস্টার এ, আর মিস্টার একে এটা আমি পোস্ট করে পাঠাচ্ছি, লেটার পোস্ট করছি, ঠিক আছে, পোস্ট অফিস, থ্রু পোস্ট অফিস, নট ইমেল, নাথিং, when I'm posting my letter, then in that case the offer will be complete, or the communication of offer will be complete when the letter of offer reaches the offeree. বোঝা গেল? মানে কি হচ্ছে, আমি পোস্ট করে পাঠাচ্ছি, লিখে চিঠির মাধ্যমে পাঠাচ্ছি যে আই ওয়ান্ট টু সেল মাই ফ্ল্যাট টু মিস্টার এ, আই এম পোস্টিং দিস লেটার টু মিস্টার এ ইন আ ট্রেডিশনাল ম্যানার থ্রু পোস্ট অফিস. ইন দ্যাট কেস দ্য কমপ্লিশন অফ অফার হ্যাপেন্স, or the communication of offer is successful only when the offer letter reaches Mr. A. Is it clear? Only when the offer letter reaches Mr. A. You have to remember this. Clear? Now communication of acceptance is complete. This is communication of offer. Completeness of communication of offer. When the communication of offer is valid, when it reaches Mr. A. But in case of communication of acceptance, there are two ways. One is what? Suppose now the letter have already reached Mr. A. Now Mr. A have accepted it, and now Mr. A have posted one letter. Whenever Mr. A will post the letter, it means the acceptance is complete. Okay, it means the acceptance is complete. We have to understand that whenever Mr. A posts this letter, that yes, Mr. A have accepted my offer, after posting only the communication of acceptance is complete. Clear? So whenever it is happening through post, what is happening? The communication of offer is complete when the letter reaches the offeree, and whenever the offeree accepts the offer and posts another letter, it means that the communication of acceptance is complete. Is it clear? So in this chapter we have read about what types of offer, we have read about legal rules relating to offer and acceptance, we have talked about revocation of offer. That's it for this chapter. Okay, so today we will start with the next chapter, that is consideration. We have talked about consideration. So আজকে আমরা consideration দিয়ে start করব. We'll start with consideration. Is it clear? We'll start with consideration. Now what is consideration? Consideration means, we have talked about consideration, it means something in return. And without consideration, I've told in my first class that without consideration, contract is void. So something in return, consideration means something in return, and this could be said as quid pro quo. What? Quid pro quo, something in return. What do you mean by quid pro quo? Something in return, and that is consideration. কিছুর বিনিময়ে কিছু পাচ্ছি, some value we are deriving, that is consideration. In legal terms, what we say it, quid pro quo, that is something in return. তাই তো, কিছুর বিনিময়ে কিছু আমি পাচ্ছি. So this is consideration. And without consideration, section 25, remember this section 25 of Indian Contract Act 1872 declares that an agreement made without consideration is void. An agreement made without consideration is void. An agreement made without consideration is what? It's void. Right? So what is consideration? It means something in return, which means quid pro quo. And section 25, what section 25 declares? Section 25 declares that something, means agreement without consideration is void. Agreement without consideration is void. Clear? And which section we are talking about? Section 2D. Which section we are talking about? We are talking about section 2D. From here only we are getting 2 to 3 MCQs. See, question can come like this: what do you mean by quid pro quo? 4 options. Okay, which section of Indian Contract Act declares that an agreement without consideration is void? 1, 2, 3, 4 option. Okay, or which section of Indian Contract Act 1872 deals with the term consideration? Section 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D. See, 3 questions already over here. 3 MCQs. Right? So this is consideration, something in return. Now we'll talk about the types of consideration. Just like the types of offer, types of contract, here are also types of consideration. Now it's easy. Types of consideration, there are 3 types: past, present and future. Past consideration, present consideration and future consideration. What? Past, present and future. Right? So what is past consideration? Suppose Mr. A pays rupees 500 for a shirt that is to be delivered later on. So Mr. A will pay for a shirt that is to be delivered later on. So Mr. A is paying in the past. Already Mr. A have paid for the shirt which will be delivered later on. So this is past consideration when we are paying the amount before the execution only. When we are paying the amount before the execution, that is past. যেটা আমরা ফেলে রেখে এসেছি। পাস্ট মানে কি? আমরা যেটা ছেড়ে এসেছি, আমি টাকাটা অলরেডি পে করে দিয়েছি, বিফোর এক্সিকিউশন আর পেড। সো এখানে মিস্টার এর কনসিডারেশনটা ইজ পাস্ট কনসিডারেশন। প্রেজেন্ট কনসিডারেশন মানে কি? প্রমিসের সাথে সাথে যখন consideration and promise will move, consideration and promise will move together simultaneously. That is present consideration, when both the promise and consideration is moving simultaneously. What is happening? Mr. A is buying a shirt for rupees 500 and getting the delivery of the shirt immediately. That is present consideration. আমি আজকেই একটা জামা কিনলাম, সেটার দাম দিলাম, জামাটা পেয়ে গেলাম। That is present consideration. And what is future consideration? Future means the price will be paid on some later date, and execution is also taking on some later date. That is future consideration. Past is beforehand only the price is being paid. Present is when the promise and the consideration moves simultaneously, and future is what? When the price will be paid on some later date, right? That is future consideration. So past, present and future consideration, these are the three types of consideration. Clear? So consideration is nothing, it is something in return, and section 25 says that an agreement without consideration is void. Section 2D deals with it. Okay, something in return, in legal language what we can call it, quid pro quo. What are the types of consideration? It's past, present, future. Past, present, future. Remember? Okay, done with this. Okay, now what are the essentials of consideration now? What are the essentials of consideration? Essentials of consideration. Essentials of consideration. What are the requirements for valid consideration, right? We have talked about essentials or legal rules relating to contract, offer, acceptance. Now we are talking about essentials of consideration. What do you mean by that? Number one, consideration must move at the desire of the promisor. Consideration must move at the desire of the promisor. At the desire of whom? The promisor, the person who is promising. Of course, the consideration should move at the desire of the promisor, not the promisee. The person who is promising, the consideration should be at his or her desire. Only then the promisee could perform it, right? I am the promisor, I am promising this, I promise to pay this. So this consideration must be at my desire, should be at my desire. Right? Number 2, consideration may move from the promisee or any other person. Promisee or any other person. But এইটা কি বলছে? Any other person. Okay. Now there is a topic that we will talk here is about, just a second, we'll talk about a stranger to a consideration. This point explains that. Consideration can move from a promisee or any other person. এটার মানেটা কি বলছে? বলছে কনসিডারেশন যে কোনো কারোর কাছ থেকে আসতে পারে, সেটা প্রমিসই হতে পারে বা এনি আদার পার্সন হতে পারে। আ স্ট্রেঞ্জার টু আ কনসিডারেশন। আচ্ছা, সাপোজ suppose Mr. A was going to receive rupees 500 from me. Mr. A was going to receive rupees 500 from me. Okay, I have promised to pay Mr. A rupees 500. Okay, for something, suppose the shirt. For suppose this shirt, Mr. A is going to receive 500 now. Suppose from me, Mr. A is going to receive rupees 500. Now what is happening? I'm unable, means I'm not paying Mr. A. Okay, so what happens? One of my student is seeing that ma'am is unable to pay for the shirt or whatever it is, and he or she pays rupees 500 to Mr. A on my behalf. Okay, I couldn't pay, but it was my duty to pay to Mr. A. Now one of my student comes for my help, and that student pays for the shirt to Mr. A. Now tell me something, whether Mr. A will accept rupees 500 or will ask that no, your ma'am will only have to pay rupees 500, I will not take this rupees 500 from you. Now tell me this. আমার 500 টাকা পাওয়ার কথা ছিল, বা মিস্টার এর 500 টাকা পাওয়ার কথা কার থেকে? আমার থেকে, কিন্তু আমি পে করতে পারছি না. সো সাপোজ সাম student who is not related to any transaction, means who is a stranger to this contract only between me and Mr. A, my student does what? Out of respect, my student pays rupees 500 on my behalf to Mr. A. এবার মিস্টার এ কী করবে? মিস্টার এ ওই টাকাটা অ্যাকসেপ্ট করবে, নাকি বলবে না তোমার ম্যামকেই বলো 500 টাকা দিতে, আই ওয়ন্ট অ্যাকসেপ্ট দ্যাট rupees 500 ফ্রম ইউ? টেল মি দ্যাট. তোদের আনসার কী হবে? তোরা হলে কী করতিস? অফকোর্স অ্যাকসেপ্ট ইট. কেউ কি বলবে না করবো না? একটা কথা আছে না, লক্ষ্মী যেখান থেকে আসছে, লক্ষ্মী এলে সেটাকে নিয়ে নাও. আমরা বলি না, লক্ষ্মী এলে লক্ষ্মীকে কখনো ইগনোর করো না, লক্ষ্মীকে নিয়ে নাও. দ্যাট ইজ দিস কনসেপ্ট, আ স্ট্রেঞ্জার টু আ কনসিডারেশন. লক্ষ্মী এলে বাধা দিতে নেই, সোজা কথা. লক্ষ্মী যেখান থেকে আসতে পারে সেখান থেকে তুমি নিয়ে নাও. Means the money, the consideration. Of course, Mr. A will accept. Mr. A was not getting the rupees, getting the amount that he deserved. Now, if someone else is paying on my behalf, then of course Mr. A must accept it. ও তোর টাকা পেয়ে গেল. That's it. So a stranger to a consideration can definitely pay the consideration amount, no matter he or she is in the contract or not in the contract, right? Number 3, is it clear? মানে লক্ষ্মী এলে বাধা দিতে নেই, লক্ষ্মী যেখান থেকেই আসুক না কেন, whether it's a stranger or a party to the contract. ক্লিয়ার? আমি কন্ট্রাক্টের মধ্যে নেই, বাট স্টিল আমি অন্য কারো হেল্প করে দিচ্ছি, তাহলে অপোজিট যে রয়েছে সে কেন অ্যাকসেপ্ট করছে না? সে অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিক. টাকা এলে টাকা নিয়ে নাও, সে যেখান থেকেই আসুক না কেন. ওকে, নাম্বার থ্রি ইজ হোয়াট? কনসিডারেশন মে বি পাস্ট, প্রেজেন্ট আর ফিউচার. এটা তো আমরা পড়লামই. কনসিডারেশন মে বি পাস্ট বা প্রেজেন্ট বা ফিউচার. কনসিডারেশন যাও হতে পারে, পাস্ট, প্রেজেন্ট, ফিউচার. ওকে, নাম্বার 4, কনসিডারেশন must be lawful. Of course, consideration must be lawful. Legal consideration, এগুলো তো ফার্স্ট ক্লাসে আমরা করে এসেছি. ইট মাস্ট বি লিগাল কনসিডারেশন. অফকোর্স অন্য কোনো ইলিগাল কিছু না. কনসিডারেশন মাস্ট অলওয়েজ বি সামথিং দ্যাট ইজ লিগাল, which could be enforced by law, right? Which could be enforced by law. It should be something legal, not illegal money. And last one is what? Consideration should be real, not illusory. Illusory মানে কি? Illusory মানে which is impossible, that is uncertain. Consideration যেটা uncertain মানে impossible. Suppose I promise to give stars to you. That is something impossible, illusory thing. Consideration must be something which is legal, something which is real in nature, which could be touched, which we could feel it. Such that must be the consideration. Not stars, not moon, or whatever, something illusory or something which is illegal. Right? So these are the essentials of consideration. And consideration, it need not to be adequate consideration. Need not to be adequate consideration. Suppose in my contract it is written that my consideration amount is rupees 5 lakh. Suppose for any contract, in a contract it is written that the consideration amount is rupees 5 lakh. At the time of execution of the contract, it was given, means the party gave rupees 4.5 lakh. Okay, the consideration was 5 lakh, but at the time of execution it was paid rupees 4.5 lakh. So the consideration amount which is mentioned in the contract is not not fulfilled, right? আমার কন্ট্রাক্টে 5 লাখ টাকা লেখা আছে, বাট পাওয়ার সময় আমি পেলাম 4.5 লাখ, তাহলে আই এম নট রিসিভিং দ্য এন্টায়ার কনসিডারেশন, ইটস নট দি অ্যাডিকুয়েট কনসিডারেশন. ইন দ্যাট কেস অলসো the consideration will be valid, because both the parties, means the offerer and the offeree, have accepted. Then what is our problem, right? So these are the essentials of consideration. These are the essentials of consideration. Is it clear? We have talked about what a stranger to a consideration means. A stranger to a consideration is lawful. Of course, this is a very important question which can come, that whether a stranger to a consideration is lawful or unlawful. It is lawful. Lokhi ele badha dite nahi. Just remember this thing. Ma Lakshmi jab bhi aa rahi hai, unhe aane do. That's it. So whenever money is coming, whether it's coming from the party to a contract or from some third party, from some stranger, then just accept that money. Accept that consideration. So a stranger to a consideration is lawful. Of course it's lawful. Okay, now in here comes a question, that if a stranger to a consideration is lawful, then whether a stranger to a contract or privity of contract lawful. Then comes a question that whether a stranger to a contract or privity of contract is lawful. What does this mean? Suppose a third party, a stranger who is not a part of the contract, is taking some legal action against the party to a contract. I mean, suppose there is a tussle, there is a fight going on between Mr. A and myself, right? Mr. A and myself are the parties to the contract, and there is a tussle going on between Mr. A and myself. আমাদের মধ্যে ঝামেলা চলছে, অশান্তি চলছে. Okay, so now what is happening? One of my student, out of respect, what he or she is doing, he or she have filed a case against Mr. A. Is that possible? He or she, if pays for me, that's fine, that's lawful. A stranger to consideration is lawful. But suppose now I'm changing the thing. It is what is happening. My student is not the part of the contract I am in. My student is a stranger to the contract. Now what my student is doing, my student is seeing that there is a tussle going on between Mr. A and myself. Now my student, what he or she does, files a legal case against Mr. A. Is that possible? Because my student is a stranger to a contract. Is it possible? Can an outsider sue? Can an outsider to a contract sue the party in a contract? No, not possible. It is never possible. See, what are the loopholes in law? See, just see the loopholes. In case of money, it's accepted. But in case of in case of certain legal cases, it is not accepted. So a stranger to a contract cannot sue, but a stranger to a consideration is lawful. But a stranger to a contract cannot sue. Privity of contract, we call this what? Privity of contract. A stranger to a contract means what? A party means a person who is not a party to the contract. Therefore stranger to a contract cannot sue. What do we call this? We call this as privity of contract. privity of contract. Is it clear? So today we started consideration. We talked about section 2D, that is consideration. We talked about quid pro quo, which means what? Something in return. We talked about section 25, which says that an agreement without consideration is void. We talked about types of consideration, that is past, present, future. We talked about essentials of consideration, which is what? Consideration must move at the desire of the promisor. Consideration is not to be adequate. A stranger to a consideration is lawful. Next, consideration may be past, present, future. Consideration must be lawful. Consideration must be real and not illusory. Okay, and we talked about privity of contract, that is a stranger to a contract cannot sue. A stranger to a contract has no right to sue the parties to a contract. Right? Is it clear? So in the next class we will complete this consideration chapter, where we will talk about the exception to the rule of section 25. There are certain exceptions, we will talk about that, and then we will move to capacity of parties. Right? Okay, so thank you class.